don't throw that away. That can be recycled. Did you know Americans make more than 200 million tons of garbage each year? Enough to fill Busch Stadium from top to bottom twice a day. Recycling is an easy way to reduce the number and help save the resources in our country and also cut back on pollution. Today I want to talk to you about how you can reduce, reuse, and recycle products in order to cut back and help save our natural environment. Now, did you know, according to the Environmental Protection Agency, in 2012, Americans generated 251 million tons of trash and recycled only 34.5% of this. This rate needs to be significantly higher in order to help. Now, all the solid waste we throw away, which is anything that is not biodegradable, will give off pollution. What is pollution? Well, according to the National Center of Atmospheric Research, although pollution is invisible to the human eye, there are chemical compounds in the atmosphere influencing life on Earth. Even slight variations in the concentrations of water vapors or carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, and other greenhouse gases, not to mention variations in the two most atmospheric components, oxygen and nitrogen, can have dramatic repercussions. If you look at any ecosystem, there is going to be contamination. According to the World Wildlife, pollution kills plants and animals and also regularly harms humans. Long-term exposure to air pollution can lead to chronic respiratory disease, lung disease, and other diseases. As long as we continue to create waste, we will need to continue to create landfills. And eventually this land will run out. The 3 R's, reduce and reuse and recycle, are a few easy ways to help with this issue. First, let's look at reducing. By reducing the amount of products you buy, you will prevent the pollution being created by harvesting new materials. You will save money, you will be able to sustain the environment for future generations, and it completely helps save the amount of waste being thrown into landfills. Some examples of reducing is by buying things with less packaging or buying things in bulk. Not only is bulk cheaper, but according to the EPA, 1/3 of our trash is due to packaging. Also, another idea of reducing is to not buy things that are not necessarily needed, such as paper towels, napkins, paper plates, also like Ziploc baggies. These things are just not necessary, and they can help you reduce the amount of trash you create. Also, another great way to cut back on pollution is by reusing. By reusing, you can prevent the pollution by reducing the amount of materials being created. It can save energy and money and also allows products to be used to their fullest extent. It also saves space in the landfills. A great example of reusing materials is selling and buying things to consignment shops such as Goodwill or Salvation Army. These shops will take things like clothes, furniture, books, movies, tools, appliances. It's often true, one person's trash is another person's treasure. Also, another great idea for reusing is to use reusable canvas bags when you go grocery shopping. That way you cut back on the amount of plastic being used. One of the greatest ways to cut back on our problem of pollution is by recycling. According to the EPA, recycling means separating, collecting, processing, marketing, and eliminating use of materials that can be thrown away. There are many benefits to recycling. It protects our health and environment by removing harmful substances that can pollute our waste streams. It conserves our natural resources because it reduces the need for new raw materials and it reduces the dependence of landfills. Many cities provide curbside recycling, or you can just take your materials to the local recycling center. Or you can also go to a recycling bins that are probably near you. There are many different materials that can be recycled, but it's very important to look at your city's rules and what they accept at the recycling center. A few things that I want to show you that you can recycle are things like milk jugs, pop bottles, laundry detergent containers, also paper like newspapers, office papers, old junk mail, old phone books, also cardboard like pizza boxes. They also recommend that you recycle yard trimmings like grass, leaves, and shrubs in order to compost. Also, it's important to recycle things like your food cans, the steel cans. Also, recycle things like refrigerators, stoves, batteries, electronics like computers, cell phones, keyboards. All this stuff can be recycled and it won't fill our landfills. Also, another very important thing to recycle is glass. Here is a glass pickle jar that can be recycled. Also, glass bottles, anything that comes in glass can be recycled. Another big thing to recycle is aluminum cans. Did you know that according to the Waste Management, Americans drink on average 1 beverage a day from an aluminum can, but recycle only 49% of this? Also, another very interesting thing is if you recycle this can, and in approximately 60 days, this can be back on the shelf as a new can. Just something to save our environment and not be thrown into the landfills. Now, some people may say that recycling is too hard or it takes too much time, but really once you do something for 26 days, it becomes a routine. While reducing and reusing and recycling methods, be sure to reward your family for this good thing you're doing for our environment. Honestly, every little bit will help our environment, from our plants to our animals and to ourselves. I hope that after seeing the positives of reducing and reusing and recycling, you will use some of these techniques and help save our earth for our future generations. Thank you.